Good evening, everybody. My name is Vivian Ojo, and I am a proud Biden-Harris supporter. I'm originally from Namibia and Nigeria, so I won't be voting in this election, but I will be encouraging all of my American friends to vote Biden-Harris. As a Namibian Nigerian, I'm especially proud as this past weekend, young people across Windhoek and Lagos rallied together to campaign against femicide and police brutality, as we begin to recognize the power that we have when we decide enough is enough, when we decide we no gree, when we decide as young people that we don't want anymore. This power that we are beginning to see across the African continent is within the African diaspora in the United States. And I encourage you all to use that power to change the country for the better. The poem I'm going to do is called The River Between Us, and I wrote it when I was in college in Georgetown in DC, sending love and best wishes to everyone in DC and everyone in the US in this important time. The River Between Us. A baby's round head to succulent, sufficient breasts, tiny legs wrapped around a strong, fluid, beautiful back, a soft palm to gentle but hardworking hands. Mother, I cling to you. As I sit beside the river between us, I see in it water, salt, and the blood of innocent men who stepped off mid-ocean vessels, finding more comfort in the ocean floor than they did the boxes of brutality by which they were transported. This river that has veins that are the very streams of your heart. The river that knows the smile of suffering. The river that knows the taste of salty tears. The river that knows the rhythm of dancing feet that hold up empty stomachs. It knows the song of thirsty lips. A river that has seen gold necklaces, once symbols of deity, become the shackles of liberty and again become the threads of unity between you and me, what connects our diasporic history. As I sit beside this river, I remember the day they took me away from you. They took a part of me to beautiful islands afar. There they would swim in the water, and I would swim in the soil. I would work, I would fight, I would toil, day and night, to make sugar out of the bitter sweat of men, to make coffee as chocolate as this skin never made for a cup to be held by these black hands or to meet these big lips. They took a part of me to pick at meaningless white fluff in the hot southern sun. They said I was from the jungle, but it was there for the first time that I truly hung in trees. They called me a wild animal, but they hunted me like hounds and whipped me and stripped me of all that could be taken. Then they told me where I could sit, where I could go to school if I could, what entrance I could take for fear that I would contaminate. But if this black skin could rub off, and some days I wish it would, then their children who I raised with my bare hands, they too would be black as coal. At whichever shore of the river I stand, the trajectory is similar. Today, sugar turned coffee turned oil, each darker and deeper entrenched into our collective misery. The oil is crude and stains the beauty of your face with black tears of civil war and torment, years of civil war and torment, until you just want to scream. Enough! Take it. Take all of it. Leave only my children, my name, my identity. Leave me a chance to write my history. Perhaps the screams were heard because after a time they gave me just enough cotton to cover up the scars on my back. For if they could not see these masks, they need not explain. The scars so heavy on my back, I pray for enough cotton shirts to cover up those deeply tattooed in my heart. But I could sit wherever I wanted, live in whichever neighborhood, attend whatever school, as long as I could afford it. In the currency of blood or pain, I'd live in mansions, but the price is gold and all of mine is stolen. So I sit in the fangs of poverty, in the projects, in the ghettos, in the casis, in the favelas. My leg broke. And the doctor said, sorry. And then he put me in a race and he said we all had an equal chance, but he forgot to tell me what's changed. He forgot to tell me who was wrong, who sang that evil song, who threw those stones, who broke my bones. They forgot about a healing. And now they tell me to look around and love and respect, forgive and forget. I can barely do that for my own soul. I cannot forget the names I answered to. See, over time, my name was changed from savage, barbarian, warrior, primitive, backward, Negro, nappy head, nothing. With time, I too would call myself the same names. See, I'd call my hair dreadlocks, rooted from the word dreadful, rather than free locks, rooted from the fact that I am beautiful. I'd be bougie or an Oreo instead of just intelligent. I'd be so well-spoken, not quite like the others I've met. The press would call me Osama or Hussein by accident before they got it right and called me president, a threat, suspicious, instead of a 17-year-old boy with Skittles. They've hurt me, Ma. And worse still, I've hurt myself. But I can no longer answer to these names, for if they define me, then they define you. So this generation chooses love in response to hatred, to reinvent self and let the river wash the pain away. I take instead the name you gave me, Okanashe Komwara, daughter of a queen. If they knew you, they would call me nothing less. So here I am. I stand at Ghana's Gold Coast. I stand at the basin of Trinidad, and I stand in the heart of Mississippi. And in all of these places, I am still only one river away from you. And in spite of all that I've been through, I still remember a baby's round head to succulent, sufficient breasts, tiny legs wrapped around a strong, fluid, beautiful back, a soft palm to gentle but hard-working hands. Mother, Africa, I cling to you. Thank you.